So you know that in addition to manifesting, I am a firm believer in the action steps you need to take in order to bring those big dreams that you're trying to manifest to fruition on a granular level. So bringing down like the next year into the months, into the weeks, into the days, so you have a clear set plan of what you need to do from point A to point B. And that's what this video is all about, helping you understand how to break down your goals into bite-sized pieces so you can track towards them and track your progress, which is really exciting and will make you feel like you're making progress, which is how we all want to feel. This video is sponsored by Office Depot OfficeMax. So everything that you see is supplied by them. And I recommend following closely along with this video, maybe getting out a notebook and a pen to closely follow along with every little step of how I break down a big goal. Obviously, I'm using my own big dream of being a talk show host one day as the big goal that I'm working with. But even if you have a really big goal that feels like a pipe dream or something that's not gonna happen for a while, it still works through this process. And this can be a real game changer for you from now until a year from now, no matter when you're starting this. This can definitely be used at any time. Let's get started. Hello my friends, I thought it would be fun to show you how I plan for a new month in my business. This is actually what I do every single month to look at, okay, what am I gonna do next month to be super productive? What do I need to start getting ready for right now to make sure I can kick off next month without a single hitch? And a big part of this is that I do my Big Dreams Loading Mastermind now, and those are all on a monthly basis. So it's basically 1 month on, 1 month off. And because the months on are the ones with the mastermind and the ones off are the ones where I'm rethinking my offerings and selling and doing other stuff, catching up on other areas of my business, it's just really important to plan and be ahead of it because there are so many little details. So first of all, I wanted to just show, this is the workbook. I print mine out via Office Depot. It's so easy. I have these glossy pages and then I'm able to just go through, shows everything. So 3 notes of gratitude, 3 manifestations loading, today's actions towards your big dreams, big dream loading bar. And it takes like 2 days to get here. It's so perfect. To date, I have only done the workbook virtually, so people can download them virtually, but because Office Depot has been so easy, I actually think moving forward, I'm gonna have it be printed out because it's just so incredibly easy to upload the document, order it. It's the nicest quality, really great color, these little booklets, and it's here in 3 days. So that's so easy to send out to participants. Another thing that really helps me is just an aside. I write all the time because I have so many different calls with coaching clients, calls with brands, smaller mastermind calls within my larger mastermind, and I used to just have tons of notebooks and I'd be like losing all of my notes. So I recently got this book. It's called a Rocketbook Fusion, also from Office Depot, my favorite. And essentially when I'm doing mastermind calls, I'll jot down the notes and then I will take a picture of the notes, upload them to my Google Drive so everything's right there. I can always find exactly what I'm looking for by client name, by group name, by project name. And then it's so easy, but all you do is wet this and wipe it off and it comes off with just water. So it's basically like a mini dry erase board notebook and it has made my life so much easier. I can't even tell you. And I also just like super enjoy it. I've also found that this is really good for when I go on trips because kind of the same issue. I used to have like a notebook for this project, a notebook for fun, like a little journal. And for this, I can just, you know, write stuff down and then everything is in one central location, take a picture, airdrop it to my computer, put it in Google Drive, done and done. I actually haven't tried this, but there is a scanner thingamabob. I'm pretty sure it's like an app or something where it does upload. So that's an option for you. There's also a small thing about it, but I just want to show you how satisfying it is to write on it. So I got all these different colored pens. They're just called the friction pen. I'll link everything below so you guys know what you're looking for. But when I write something, it's just so satisfying. So it glides across the paper when I'm on my meetings. It makes me just like take more notes than usual, honestly, as a result. I'm gonna get into exactly how I plan so you guys can follow along if there are things that you're planning for next month. But I also try to use a big wall calendar so it's smack in front of me and I know what I'm looking for. I haven't filled this out so we can fill it out together. Also from Office Depot, since a lot of times I'm planning things out 2-3 months in advance, or you know, usually I'd have a pretty hectic travel schedule with speaking. Hopefully we can get back into that soon. Behind me is my giant dry erase board. I love it. It is so big, so it covers this entire wall. I know I live in a studio apartment, so it's small and cozy, but this just fits in so well. I went ahead and ordered dry erase markers, and they are just like magnetic, so they stick to the top, and then I can easily erase anything I write with the cap. So I'll just jot things down if I remember, oh, I have that thing to do, or sometimes when I'm waking up in the morning and I'm drinking my coffee and brushing my teeth, I start to get ideas for content, so I'll just come over here and jot things down really quickly. Last night I actually wrote myself a message for this morning. It just says made for big things, so sometimes I'll do that too at the top. The biggest thing first is to take a huge step out. So overall, the entire month, what are my major goals? And I allow myself to go really far with this. So this means I put down a revenue goal. I put down a goal of like something I really want that I'm not really sure I can get, you know, if I'm like applying for something or I'm pitching something. And then I write down some goals regarding like my personal life and my health. The biggest thing with using my dry erase board is I just have so much space, so I can write down any thoughts that I have. I can really like mind map out everything. I'm gonna put down my biggest goals. So I'm gonna put these into 5 main goals. Financial, so like revenue, which you just like have to think about in business. Content, so like how many pieces of content do I want to create? Audience, and obviously these are going to be different for everybody. For me, since like a lot of my business is based off of my TikTok following, my Instagram following, my YouTube subscribers, this is like a big goal piece for me. My bigger dreams, so you guys know I want to be a talk show host, so like what do I want to do regarding some of the bigger goals that I have for my life. Which, by the way, sometimes it's good to first start even before you plan the month and just get really clear, okay, like let's recenter. What are 3 things or 5 things or 57 things that I really want for my life that I can put somewhere where I'm constantly seeing it, and then think, what can I do over this next month that's gonna get me there? So you guys know I wanna be a talk show host. I'm very open about that big goal. Another thing is I really want to publish my 3rd book. I know that's a 2021 goal. And then personal. So this is like health, this is friends, this is travel. And then I'm just gonna go through and I'm gonna write down anything that comes to me. I like to switch up the colors. I'm just gonna basically brain dump. When I think about my financial goals, what do I want? Maybe for you, if you're like in a job, maybe there's a side hustle you wanna pick up. How much do you wanna make in your side hustle? If you're in a sales job, what sales goals do you wanna reach? Put it all down. And you can also break it down into how you think each is gonna come to you. So like how much from which. A lot of times if you are writing down numbers, my goals for YouTube is to hit 7,500 subscribers. Woo! That is gonna be part of one of my bigger goals. I will be thinking to myself, okay, at the end of 2021, what do I want to hit? And right, like I know that a lot of times there can be luck involved with this. Like you could go super viral on something. I don't know, a lot can happen that will get you there faster. So it's good to have the big goals and the big dreams, so you can say, this is what I want, and I'm kind of trusting the universe and I'm manifesting that this is gonna come to me. It's also kind of something where like, say that my goal for the end of 2021 is to hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Hopefully I can come back in a year and be like, I did it. But okay, so say my big goal, 2021, 100,000 YouTube subscribers. Hey, I hit 230,000 subscribers on TikTok in only like 7-ish months, so crazier things have happened. Well, then I can break that down into, okay, there's 12 months in a year. Obviously 12 does not go into 100,000, but considering I'm right now at like 2,500 subscribers, so basically I need to gain 90K, right? Overall, over the entire course of the year, so that roughly comes out to about 8,000 subscribers a month. Oh my god, this goal is a little big, but that's okay. That's what this board is for. You gotta set the big goals, and then you can break that down further. So when you have a big number like this, it becomes, okay, what does it mean to be somebody who is able to grow at that rapid of a rate, where I would be gaining 8,000 subscribers a month? Well, that means I need to be making really high quality, really helpful content, really shareable content, content that people want, content that people will send to their friends or their family, or they'll watch on repeat, or put in their newsletters, or post on their Facebook pages. So for that, that would come down to content. Okay, well, how many videos should I be posting a week? For me, I really want to be doing 1 vlog and then 1 educational video, so something that's personal development or manifestation focused. So that's how that will connect back. So then you have the numerical goals, but you're backing them up with, this is how I'm gonna get there. This is the actual strategy behind it. This is the week-to-week, day-to-day schedule that is gonna get me towards these monthly goals. Same for anything financial. So say that you are an entrepreneur and you wanna sell a total of 100 units of whatever your product is every single month. So then there are 4 weeks. That is 25 products a week. What do you need to do 25 products a week? What is 25 divided by 7? Obviously, it's not really gonna round out, so maybe do 25 divided by 5 to leave out the weekends. That means you need to sell 5 units a day. What are you gonna do to get there? This is really how you get down into the granular, because I love the big visions, trust me. I love saying, here's my vision board, here's what I'm working towards, but you also have to have an understanding of how you're gonna show up every single day and every single week to get there. You don't know how to do this until you plan it all out on paper, or in this case, a dry erase board, which I actually really prefer because I can be messy with it. I can have my thought process all down here and it works out. I don't really think I'm gonna hit my biggest goal of becoming a talk show host this next year. I'm turning 25 this year. I still feel like I'm pretty young. I mean, I guess anything could happen, but I don't really think that's gonna happen. If I did think it was gonna happen, amazing. I would probably put that somewhere else up here, and that's exciting, but then I would even have to think about a bigger goal. My point here is to have a goal that is so big that you're like, okay, I'm so pumped to work towards this, even if it doesn't happen for another decade. But I'm gonna start making smaller steps towards that right now. So given that my bigger dream is to be a talk show host, this is kind of where I can connect in and be like, okay, so how are the things that I'm doing for my business, the finances, the things that I'm doing to make money? Does that have a further means to an end rather than money in my bank account? That's obviously great, but is that also working or propelling me towards something further? If not right now, that's fine, but how does that connect back to the daily content that you're making, the daily efforts that you're making? It should all connect, so you can say, here's my bigger dream, talk show host. Here are my smaller goals for 2021. Breaking that down, here is my goals for the month, and so here's what I have to do daily to get there. Do you see how this works, how all of it connects? Because the biggest thing too is that you'll start to be able to track towards what it is that you want and be able to say, how am I making progress? What changes do I need to make to get there quicker? So now that we have kind of like a grand plan for the year and everything that we want to happen, it's time to figure out, what do I need to do right now to get myself ready for this? So aside from the things that I actually want, I'm also thinking ahead to my little calendar here. So the things that are coming up this month that I need to prep for. The biggest thing is the mastermind. I'm gonna go ahead and write this down. So mastermind kickoff. If I had like a brand partnership activation, if I had a speaking gig, I would put that in here and then have it, in my mind as, okay, that's coming up. I need to make sure I'm ready for that. I'm also gonna be thinking then, okay, how can I get a head start on my goals month to month now, aside from the big things that I have deadlines for and dates? Going back to my goal of hitting 100,000 YouTube subscribers, that means I need to start planning ahead with my content. So what are cool things that I can do in vlogs that would get more engagement? What are some ideas of videos? Can I go ahead and brainstorm that right now? Content brainstorming. Or maybe I can do something like post a poll on my Instagram story and just ask for feedback and say, hey, what are some things that you really want to hear about? And I then like to snap a pic, and then I'm gonna just send this to my Google Drive so I have it, and then I can label it. And the really cool thing about this is that I hope I'm able to look back a year from now and say, wow, okay, I set out to plan all of this. How did it go? These monthly goals, these yearly goals, you can do them anytime. Obviously, on the precipice of a new year feels like a really good and important time to start to do this. But at any given point, especially if you're starting a new business, if you're starting a new venture, if you just quit your job and something new is on the horizon, at any given point you can say, okay, my 1 year goal, breaking that down into my monthly goals, or from now until the end of this fiscal year, whatever you want to do with it. I really think this is the best way to plan it all out, so you make sure you know every single building block that you need to get there. Now, aside from the steps you take towards those building blocks, I also believe there's a great deal of faith and magic that comes into play. There's gonna be opportunities that spring up that you would never see coming. There's gonna be things that expedite the process. There are also gonna be things that slow the process. So this portion of the video is sponsored by Office Depot OfficeMax, and they have been so helpful to me in my business because I'm crazy about organization, and I also cannot get enough of these notebooks. It makes me feel so confident to be able to send these out to all my mastermind participants. It arrives so quickly, and then the paper feels so glossy. It really feels like a super high quality workbook, which is exactly what I want to portray because I worked so hard on all the pages of it. I order from them all the time for all of my needs, from the Rocketbook to the calendar to even now things like pens. I really feel like they are always there for me and really helpful with everything that I need to keep my business and all of its various facets running really smoothly, as I do so much, and there's a lot that I can't handle, right? I'm doing the baby steps, but I also need a little bit of support. So huge thanks to Office Depot OfficeMax for that one.